Rework. Rework. Rework is written by David Heinemeier Hansson and Jason Fried. Rework is a unique business book which shows the reader a better, faster, easier way to be successful in business. The book tells the reader why plans are truly harmful, why people don't need outside investors, and why a person is better ignoring the competition. Quotations. What you do is what matters, not what you think or say or plan. When you don't know what you believe, everything becomes an argument. Everything is debatable. But when you stand for something, decisions are obvious. Workaholics aren't heroes. They don't save the day, they just use it up. The real hero is home because she figured out a faster way. Plus, if you're a copycat, you can never keep up. You're always in a passive position. You never lead, you always follow. You give birth to something that's already behind the times, just a knockoff, an inferior version of the original. That's no way to live. Find a judo solution, one that delivers maximum efficiency with minimum effort. When good enough gets the job done, go for it. If circumstances change, your decisions can change. Decisions are temporary. If you are trying to decide among a few people to fill a position, hire the best writer. It doesn't matter if the person is marketer, salesperson, designer, programmer, or whatever, their writing skills will pay off. That's because being a good writer is about more than writing clear writing. Clear writing is a sign of clear thinking. Great writers know how to communicate. They make things easy to understand. They can put themselves in someone else's shoes. They know what to omit. And those are qualities you want in any candidate. Writing is making a comeback all over our society. Writing is today's currency for good ideas. Working without a plan may seem scary. But blindly following a plan that has no relationship with reality is even scarier. Workaholics don't actually accomplish more than non-workaholics. They may claim to be perfectionists, but that just means they're wasting time fixating on inconsequential details instead of moving on to the next task. Until you actually start making something, your brilliant idea is just that, an idea. Unless you are a fortune teller, long-term business planning is a fantasy. If you build software, every error message is marketing. If you're opening a hot dog stand, you could worry about the condiments, the cart, the name, the decoration. But the first thing you should worry about is the hot dog. The hot dogs are the epicenter. Everything else is secondary. It's a lot harder to pull your head up and ask why. Ignore the real world that would never work in the real world. You hear it all the time when you tell people about a fresh idea. This real world sounds like an awfully depressing place to live. It's a place where new ideas, unfamiliar approaches, and foreign concepts always lose. The only things that win are what people already know and do, even if those things are flawed and inefficient. Scratch the surface and you'll find these real-world inhabitants are filled with pessimism and despair. They expect fresh concepts to fail. They assume society isn't ready for or capable of change. Even worse, they want to drag others down into their tomb. If you're hopeful and ambitious, they'll try to convince you your ideas are impossible. They'll say you're wasting your time. The problem with abstractions, like reports and documents, is that they create illusions of agreement. 100 people can read the same words, but in their heads, they're imagining 100 different things. Meetings, they often include at least one moron who inevitably gets his turn to waste everyone's time with nonsense. You're better off with a kick-ass half than a half-assed whole. When you treat people like children, you get children's work. Think about it this way: if you had to launch your business in 2 weeks, what would you cut out? There are 4-letter words you should never use in business. They're not fuck or shit. They're need, must, can't, easy, just, only, and fast. These words gets in the way of healthy communication. It's a beautiful way to put it, leave the poetry in what you make. When something becomes too polished, it loses its soul. It seems robotic. Don't let yourself off the hook with excuses. When everything constantly needs approval, you create a culture of non-thinkers. Whenever you can, swap "let's think about it" for "let's decide on it." Commit to making decisions. Don't wait for the perfect solution. Decide and move forward. People automatically associate quitting with failure, but sometimes that's exactly what you should do. If you already spent too much time on something that wasn't worth it, walk away. You can't get that time back. The worst thing you can do now is waste even more time.